Yeah, I mean, maybe this is I don't know if it's an Irish penchant or a Catholic penchant or maybe it's an Irish Catholic penchant to say, well, yeah, well, aren't we all thinking about death? You know, I had an interviewer early on say to me, I think I just had a couple of books out, and, so, you know, and sort of paraphrasing what you're saying, you know, on all your books, you know, somebody has died, somebody knows somebody who died, somebody's going to die. You know, all the characters have, you know, death is either coming or it has occurred to them or someone they loved has died. And I was still an innocent in answering these questions, and I were like, do you know someone who doesn't know someone who's died, who isn't going to die? You know, that's kind of all of us, isn't it? I think that's a great universal to begin with, if that's what we're aiming for. But the other thing is, I mean, I also, you know, hear myself at this stage in my career being described so much as a Catholic writer because I've got Catholic characters, you know. But I don't have answers, and I certainly would never write fiction to proselytize, to prove something. I write to discover, to see what's there, to find out what the story is, to find out who these characters are, to find out what language can do. And my goal is really, there's a wonderful story by Isaac Dinesen called The Blank Page, and it's about storytelling. And in that story, she says, if the storyteller is true to the story, then at the end, the silence speaks, and it speaks louder than any words that we have, and more clearly. And I think that's a marvelous goal, not to tell a reader, this is how it is, not to prove anything, not to convince anybody of anything, but to use language to get to that point where we all understand language fails, and that silence is more eloquent. That's all that's what I read for, and that's really all I'm hoping for when I write.